the DA fee, he has to be here at the next setting.
Sounds
And
good.
tell him that I'm gonna roll him day for day until he has it. It's too old.
He qualified for the VAT to be paid, so we just have to do the
Oh, you qualified for it? Oh, great. Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
For curiosity's sake, when does the clerk get the TRAS? I don't think.
No. Shatoria.
Oh.
Shatoria is over.
Oh, yeah, I'm just thinking if people are not in the right spot. Okay. All right.
Mr. Mobley, how's jail?
You confused me in your location.
How's jail?
Sure.
Good. That makes me very happy. Because when you have a bad time, that means you're more likely to listen and take us seriously. When I mean there's a curfew, I mean there's a curfew. And when you're out at 3:50 in the morning, that's where you end up, in orange. So he wants me to let you out again. Can you handle being on a curfew? Because if you're not, you violated again. I'm going to let you out. You violate this again, the next time you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. I'm not going to do this with you again. Do you understand? The next time you violate curfew, you will be in jail until this case is over with, and I'm not going to let you out. Okay, we will continue as it
Thank you,
was
Judge.
before.
So this has been a 2-week ordeal of small things. I had originally approached when he was on bond about expanding the curfew because he has a job that would require him to come home later on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Where does he work?
It's a cleaning service. What's the name of the cleaning service? Destiny Cleaners. He sent me a verification of employment.
Hours are you wanting?
Let me look. I believe it was midnight.
Hell no. Nope. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I don't care. Nope.
It's cleaning an office building at night, so they have to do it after.
He's gonna have to find another job. There's a gajillion, go to Amazon, Mr. Mobley, but I don't want you out in the middle of the night with what you're charged with the BMVing, stealing credit cards out of other people's cars in the middle of the night. I don't think so. Not gonna happen. You're gonna have to get another job because I don't want you out in the middle of the night. That's it. You know what's expected of you. The next time you will be in there till this thing's over with. You understand? I'm willing to work with you if you want a job that's going to require you to work at night a little bit, but I'm not letting you out in the middle of the night. I don't want it. You understand? But if you need to work where you're working 9 to 10 o'clock at night, something like that, I'm fine with that. Like at a restaurant or whatnot.
That's what I was on there for.
But not at 12, not at 1, not at 2. I'm not doing it.
100%.
Okay.
It's like 10:30, 11.
No, it's not. It's like, is this? No. I want to know that you have a job. I want proof that you have a job and I want a work schedule and then we can talk. But I'm not taking your word for it.
So I have a verification of employment, Judge. I had approached on it, but then the client wasn't present. So you asked him to be here and then the world went squirrely. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 p to 11:30. And then Saturday, 6 p to midnight at Destiny Cleaning Services.
Okay, I'm not letting him work in the middle of the night. Sorry.
Yes, Judge. I'll encourage him to find.
10 o'clock is fine, but that's it. All right. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
So we will continue on bond.
Mhm.
You will have the same curfew, but I want to know first that he's working and then he can get to the 10 p.m. Are you Nikisha Bailey?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Miss Bailey. Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On May 8th, 2024, officers were dispatched to dealers at the Memorial City Mall for an investigation. Defendant was reported on video concealing swimsuits while her boyfriend was paying for items, making no attempt to pay for his swimsuits. Defendant exited the store with the items and was detained by security and identified. She was released by security before the police arrived. The total value was $345.
You see any prior criminal history?
No, Judge.
Bailey, I'm going to find probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now prohibiting you from going to any Dillard's. Do you understand, ma'am? If I find that you go to Dillard's, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. I'm going to give you a PR bond today so that you can walk out of here, because otherwise you'd be going to jail. I will set your bond at $100, and I'm going to tell you now, this is the only PR bond you're going to get from me. So if you were to pick up a new case, you violate conditions, you don't stay in touch with Frederick, we will revoke the bond, issue a warrant, and you will go to jail. Okay, you have a great lawyer. He will take care of you. All you have to do is listen to him, and I'll even waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with Frederick and he'll help you out. Just don't go to Dillard's and we'll be fine, okay? You're gonna be here for a while, ma'am, because we need to do all the PR bond paperwork and they have to draft conditions. So be patient, but we'll get to you and we'll get you out of here at some point within the next 2 hours, okay? Yeah?
P. Harrison for a plea. And she's right there in the front. Have her come up.
Yeah, please.
Or Miss Harrison, I'm sorry.
Is it this one? Yes.
Huh?
I was just making sure it's the correct.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, Miss Harrison. Ma'am, you're charged with theft. I'm sorry, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys owe true to the 1.5 enhancement on the other end. Okay. You're facing up to a year in jail. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you a 15-month deferred. And they're also going to dismiss another case, I see,
Yes,
right?
Judge, they're gonna dismiss the theft.
Got it. Okay. That's a big one. A theft will kill you. How old are you?
20.
You're 20. A theft will kill you. As part of the agreement, you will do an anti-theft class, a 2-hour anger management class. You will have to do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what are the conditions you may need. If they assess further conditions, you must do them, and then no drugs, no alcohol. Who is the assault? Who's the alleged victim in the assault? Pavel, This-
Assault of Tanya Parker.
do you know who that is in relation to Ms. Kennedy?
There's no relation, Judge.
Complainant is working at JCPenney's store.
Okay.
And
Did you work there as well? Just a random person that you got in a fight with?
It's the same,
Out of the
it's
same
the same criminal
transaction as
episode as the
the
theft,
theft,
Judge.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah, it was a light robbery,
What?
light robbery, robbery
A
light.
robbery light. You're lucky that you're not charged with an intent, at the very minimum.
Sometimes they
intent.
file it as robbery and sometimes they.
Yeah, you know, when you go in there and they allege that you're stealing something and you become combative with the person, they'll charge you with a robbery. And then you're looking at years in prison as opposed to, you're lucky that you're charged with this as opposed to a robbery. Really. So what I would like to do is just no contact with the complaining witness and no weapons. Please make sure that there's no accidental run-in. And Miss Harrison, did you graduate from high school? Wonderful. You will now. Oh, you're in school now, but you're 20 and you're still in high school? No. Man, when do they stop taking people for high school?
If they stay in high school, if they fail, they still can be in high school.
At 20?
Yes, they can.
Really?
As long as they're continuously, but if they dropped out, they have to go back to the GED.
I knew 20-year-olds when I was in high
They can
school.
Still be in it.
Okay. I'm making it a requirement that you graduate from high school. If you don't, you're going to be doing it with me in jail. So I want you to be continuously full-time in school, no dope, no alcohol. If I test you now, what are you going to test positive for? Nope. You will be tested 31 days from today.
No, I know how to stop stuff.
You better, because if not, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm gonna have you sober up in custody. As a sanction, I can put you in there for 30 days to get you to sober up. I'll let you out and then you will continue on probation until you graduate, and I'll make you a deal. All I want you to do is the anti-theft class, the anger management class, and graduate. And the minute you do that, I'll take you off this thing. I'll take you off the probation. Once you graduate from high school, you do those 2 classes. And you have to stay clean. I promise you, Miss Kennedy, I'm going to test you 31 days from today. If you stop smoking as of now, then you'll be fine. But if you continue to smoke, and I don't care what your excuse is, I'm in a car, everybody else is smoking. I don't give a rat's behind. I don't care. you will go to jail. And you're gonna be there for 31 days, waiting to have all out of your system, and then I'm gonna let you out. And then we will continue. And I'm going to continue to play this game until you sober up. After the 31 days you're out, I'm gonna test you again. You test positive, boom, another 31 days you're in. Prove it. I'll see you in 31 days. If you can, I'll pat you on your back and I'll send you on your way and just wish you the best of luck and just get the 2 classes done, get your high school diploma, you're out. Because with this kind of probation, I can take you off tomorrow if I wanted to. We can early terminate you. And all I want you to do is get your diploma and get the 2 classes, all right? And don't get in trouble.
Thank you, Judge.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have the right, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, there's no going back. You cannot change this. You're stuck with us until you complete it or you get violated. If you violate this thing, I will issue a warrant. I'm going to put you in jail and you're looking at an entire year. Where do you want to go? For what? You're in school. You're just going to up and take off? You have a baby? You're a baby. How you have a baby? Lord. How old's that baby? Are you nursing that baby?
Oh, that's tea.
Well, I don't know. Some people nurse until what? What's that one movie where the dude she nurses until 4? Look, if you have a child and you're nursing or you're doing something like that and you're smoking dope, all that passes through you goes to the baby. Okay. Stop having kids. Don't. Should we make that a condition too?
Judge, I think that would actually be unconstitutional.
Yeah.
I would love for you to make that.
That's a good one.
condition.
All right, ma'am, please. If you want to go, get permission first. Ask and then don't just go. Get permission first and then we'll talk. Because I want to know how long you're going to be gone, where you're going to be going and stuff like that. Okay? All right. How do you plead to the assault? Guilty or not guilty? I will not find you guilty. I will withhold that for 15 months. Make us proud. We're not asking for much. Okay? Riley, all fees cut off. Okay? For everything. Okay. All right, Ms. Harrison.
No.
Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
What's the last name?
Hines, Gregory Hines.
Good morning, Mr. Hines.
Morning.
Mr. Hines, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with terroristic threat. You're also charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine on both of those cases. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Are you signing on as attorney of record?
I already have this.
Okay, you're hired?
Alright.
Got it. Okay, so just please don't say anything. sir. Okay,
On August 20th, 2024, officers were flagged down by Platinum Parking by a valet who is a complainant. Defendant had parked his car blocking the driveway entrance to the parking lot and complainant asked him to move the car. Defendant refused, became belligerent, and then drove off. He returned to the property later and illegally parked his vehicle on the property in the moving lane, blocking access for other customers. Complainant again asked him to move his car, but defendant rolled up his window and ignored him. Complainant and witness then again asked defendant to leave the property. Defendant moved his car to another part of the parking lot, blocking a driveway. Complainant saw valets struggling with the uncooperative defendant. Complainant approached again and told defendant that he needed to pay for parking. Defendant told complainant F you and told complainant, I will shoot your ass, and leaned over and reached toward the underside of his dash. Complainant was in fear for his life. Defendant told officers that the valet had punched him and damaged his window. There was no signs of damage and defendant was the only belligerent person on scene.
So where was this? Was it a restaurant or a bar?
It's a parking lot, Judge.
Parking lot.
The what though?
Going to the Astros game. My client is a Louisiana resident. He was here to go to the game. Which is why the office report stating he came back the next day is troubling to me because he has no family or doesn't live here. Stayed in the hotel last night. He went there one day to park to go to the game. There are some disputed facts with this.
Okay. So, Mr. Hines, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. Just don't go back to this parking lot. I don't want you to accidentally run into this person. I don't want you also to have any contact with this person as well, and no weapons, okay? You have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with each other, and then he will tell you when you have to come back to court. The only other thing I'm going to ask you to do, don't pick up any new cases. Are you on probation or parole at this moment?
No, sir.
Okay, so just don't pick up any new cases. You'll be fine. Okay, you've got a great lawyer. He'll help you out. Okay, for now, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll have you go to the jury box. We'll wait for your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
Open. It's from a while back in North Dakota.
Is it open? Are you on probation? What's going on with that? Okay, what are we doing here?
We're doing a probation.
Okay. You need to understand, this now makes two. What happens on your next one?
I'd imagine jail time or some
No,
consideration.
prison time. You're looking at up to 10 years in prison. And I'm going to tell you, the way things go in Harris County, the amount of DWIs that we have here, it's staggering. So all you have to do is get pulled over by a cop. They're going to look at your record. They're going to see DWI, DWI, yeah. They're going to smell alcohol on you. They're going to take you down regardless. Don't matter. So if I were you, I would never get in a car, even if you had half a sip of a beer, half a shot. I wouldn't take the chance because you will go down. No questions asked. You understand? As part of this, the agreement is, you guys, it's charges at first. So the agreement is 1 year in jail to be probated for 13 months. As part of the agreement, you will do a DWI repeat offender education class. You will do a victim impact panel. You must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions like outpatient treatment, perhaps they will do intensive outpatient treatment. You must fulfill those conditions as well.
Sure.
Do you understand? Random urinalysis, no drugs, no alcohol. You must have a guardian interlock, 25 hours of community service, and a $100 donation to the Houston Food Bank. Substance abuse treatment as well, which is as indicated by the TRAS. If you complete this successfully, you will not end up in jail. If you do something to violate this, I will issue a warrant. I will put you in jail. I'm going to bring you out. The only thing that we're going to talk about is if you violated this probation. If you did, you're looking at an entire year in jail. You understand? You would still want to do this. Your other option you could do is 30 days flat, in which case when you get out, you can do whatever you want. You're not under any paper whatsoever.
I can't afford that. I've got a young child and I'm also working, so.
I understand. Look, and it's neither here nor it's, you are the driver's seat. I want you to understand that we mean business. If you continually test positive for alcohol, that tells me that you have a problem. And I have the ability to just put you in a rehab facility.
It actually marks 6 months sober, so.
Sorry?
Today marks 6 months sober, so.
Right. Just one day at a time,
Sure.
The idea is that at some point you may end up drinking again. And the idea is if you do, just don't get into a car, man. And if you got to go somewhere, one button, $20. How much money have you paid Don Lee? Could have cost you $20, right? As much as I want you to make $1 million, right? Could have cost you $20, If you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. you give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo it. So you were stuck with this until you complete it or unless you get revoked. So what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? It is true that you had a 0.15 or above, correct? Okay, so it's truth with enhancement. Do you have an interlock right now?
Yes, I do.
What do you do in life now?
Crane operator for possession.
Okay. Do you have a good salary? Do you make money?
Money, yes, sir.
Do you have, who do you support?
I have a 3-year-old. She'll be 4 in December, and it's just me and her right now. Her mom.
So no marriage?
Her own thing. Sorry.
Okay, so it's just you and the child? Okay. You can reduce his fees, please. You know, to me, I don't care about the money. It's not about the money. And in fact, I'll waive your court costs, you know, so, because you probably pay a lot of money as it is with the child. You got to consider that, you know, if you go to jail for 6 months, 8 months, who's going to take care of that child? Right? Who helps you with the child now when you're,
Her mom's family is pretty helpful. They get her to and from the daycare and the schooling. So I have to work early in the morning.
I will tell you this, is that I don't know what kind of relationship you have with them though, but if you go to jail and you go to jail for an extended period of time, I got to imagine that they're probably going to poison that child's mind against you. You know what I mean? So you need to consider that next time you're out there, because if that's truly what it is, that child depends on you. And when you're gone, oof. You know what? I'll make you a deal, okay? I think that the community service is what you, so if you do a parenting class for me, I'll take the community service off as an incentive, because I think it's just so useless, you know, picking up trash on the side of the road. I'd rather you do something more constructive. Just waive the community service if he does a parenting class, please. One more thing. It says here, no breath test refusal. If you are caught driving a car and an officer tells you to take a breath test, you must take a breath test. If you don't, you're in violation of this probation. You are taking a probation, so I will not suspend your license. Be careful though, because have you had the ALR?
I have.
What happened?
I want it.
Okay, so your license is valid. I don't know what DPS is going to do, because if you've ever taken a prior DWI education class, this now makes 2. They may suspend your license. You need to get in contact with DPS to see if they're going to do that or not before you drive, because if you drive on a suspended license, you're going to be right back over here. Okay, if you ever have any problems, just come back to us and talk to us. Don't abscond, because it's the Your last name, sir? Wyckoff? Mr. Wyckoff, you're charged with assault and bodily injury. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Parking lot at 13532 Beechnut Street in Harris County, Texas, where he made contact with the defendant and a complainant who were near their vehicles. The complainant and the defendant do not know each other. The complainant stated that when he was driving on the public roadway, he accidentally backed his vehicle into the defendant's front bumper. The complainant believed that he did not strike the defendant's vehicle at the time of the impact and drove away onto the cross street. The defendant began to follow him. The complainant parked his vehicle in the McDonald's parking lot and observed the defendant's vehicle stop behind his car. The defendant approached the driver's door of the complainant's vehicle. The complainant opened his driver's door and asked the defendant, "Hey bro, are we good?" The defendant became verbally aggressive towards the complainant, yelling at him and telling him that he hit his car. The complainant remained sitting down in his driver's seat. The defendant was so close to the complainant that the complainant could not walk out of the vehicle. The defendant with his left fist struck the complainant on the right side of his face, causing pain. Defendant repeatedly told the complainant to get out of the car. Complainant remained in the vehicle while the defendant continued to yell at him, standing outside of the driver's side of the vehicle. Complainant had a purple discoloration mark with red swelling on his right cheek, consistent with that of a physical assault. The white area of the complainant's right eye was pink compared to his left eye. A vehicle inventory of the defendant's vehicle revealed a clear plastic bag containing two separate plastic bags of marijuana, total weight 83 grams, 2.9 ounces.
Mr. Wyckoff, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm gonna tell you that all you really had to do was call the cops when that dude took off, and then they probably would have had that dude arrested. But now, because you took matters into your own hands, you and I are not gonna have a good time. I am now sending you for a drug test. I wanna know what, if anything, is in your system, and you must come right back to court. Do you understand? Do you have a Texas driver license? You run his license, please. Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
I want proof before you leave here today to see whether I'm gonna allow you to drive or not. Number one. Number two, as a condition of your bond, you are not allowed to use dope or any kind of dope whatsoever or alcohol. If I find that you're using anything, I'm going to put you in jail and I'm gonna make your bond sky high. Do you understand?
Sir.
This license is eligible, Judge.
Thank you. I'm ordering you also as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons and not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Rachel, I'd like to send him down right now for a drug test. I'm gonna have you sign a reset and then I'm gonna hand you off to take a drug test and then you must come right back. Do you understand? Okay. Mr. Wyckoff tested positive for cocaine. He also tested positive for, what else was it? Mr. Wyckoff, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not putting up with it. I'm not gonna let you do this while you're on my watch. So. It's okay. It stops now. And if you don't, we have one place for it. You understand? You will be drug tested like crazy. I'm going to bring you here 2 times a week so that you prove to me that you're not consuming any kind of cocaine, alcohol, or any dope whatsoever. And the first time you test positive, you will go to jail. I know that you're going to test positive now for the next 3 days, maybe 4, but after that time, if you've continued to test positive for cocaine, then you will go to jail. As far as the weed is concerned, I will give you a 35 to 40-day window. And after that, if you test positive, that tells you that you've continued to use, and likewise, you will go to jail. And I'm going to tell you now, no more PR bonds. Do you understand? I don't care if you're mad at me. I don't care if you're, look.
I'm not gonna make it 2 times a week.
Well, then,
Drug test, no, I work and everything. No, that's not gonna happen.
yes, it is.
All right.
I will give you the opportunity. If you don't, then that's fine. You don't have to come. You know what's going to happen, and that's it.
Judge, I would ask the court to consider just either once a week or every 2 weeks.
No, because he can still use and he can evade capture with it. And, I don't want you to continue to use cocaine, and that's it. And I'm not going to trust you.
I can't even use cocaine. I have asthma. That stuff will break my lungs.
You tested positive for it.
I can't use it.
Well, Okay, prove it,
I have asthma. It's in the system.
prove it. I'm not gonna take your word for it, so that's,
Alright.
I've already given you a lawyer, Mr. Wyckoff, you know what's expected of you. All you have to do, I'm not asking you to show up here. I'm asking you to just go take a test and then you can take
Like I
off.
said, I work. I'm not finna take 2 times out a week to go take a test. No.
That is the bond condition.
All right. I could have paid my own bond for that.
Still a condition I'm gonna put on you, whether you paid your own bond or not. If you don't like it, don't pick up a new case. Easy solution. And I hope that now it becomes so miserable that you think twice before you follow someone next time. Because like I said, had you probably just called the cops, they would have chased that person and arrested
I
him.
followed them to get their driver's license number. And I didn't follow them.
Don't talk about the case. I don't want to talk about the case. I'm just telling you what's expected of you, sir. So, today's 9/10. So the cutoff date for the weed is it'll be around like the 21st of October. Yeah, yeah. Today's Tuesday. So what I'll do is I'm not going to have you come back on Thursday because I know that it's not going to be. So we can start Monday, the testing on Monday, and we'll go from there. You won't have to go take a drug test on Monday, submit it to the lab, and then you can go on about your business. If you test positive, you will be brought to court and then we'll address it at that time. All right, any questions? Anything else? Okay, good luck, Mr. Wyckoff. Mr. Wyckoff, I'm gonna tell you, if you try to get into a pissing match with me, it's not gonna go well with you.
Stop, the judge is talking, face the judge when he's talking to you.
Bring it.
Step over there. You done with it?
Let's see. All right, you're Michael Ramirez.
Correct.
Mr. Ramirez, you're charged with unlawful installation of a tracking device. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On August 11, 2024, complaining in this case informed officers that she got a notification on her phone that the defendant was near her residence. She stated that she reviewed her home surveillance and saw the defendant crawl by her car and put some object in her back bumper. Her friend downloaded a tile finder app which finds GPS air tags, and they searched for the tag and located it. The complainant then called the defendant and asked if he had placed it there, and he admitted to putting the tile GPS tag in her car. The complainant and the defendant were in a 7-month relationship prior to the incident.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause. Just bear with me 1 second. Hold on. Yes.
Yeah.
If you ask me a question, I guess they play. I just say I prefer not to answer. But I should say yes or no. You can ask me questions.
Okay. So what is the, counsel, do you know the relationship between the defendant and the complaining witness? How long of a dating relationship was this?
7 months.
Year.
A year, about approximately between 7 months and a year.
Okay. Do you have the rip done? Do we know if she wants to have contact with him?
I attempted it yesterday and didn't receive it.
Okay. Do you know if she wants to have a relationship with you, or is it over?
Yeah, it was just.
I don't want to talk about the case. I just want to know going forward, but it's over, right?
Yeah.
No, not technically. It's either yes or it's a no. This isn't horseshoes or hand grenades. Okay, it's over. I'm now making that a condition of your bond. You're not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. In so much, I think I'm even going to order what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Madison Palacios as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot stalk, threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. I want you to know that I'm well within my right to put an ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not having any issues or going near her. I don't want to have to do that now. If I have to do that, it's going to cost you an extra $500 of your money having to pay for this machine. I'm not going to put it on you now. But if I get wind that you're going near her, that you're trying to contact her, you're trying to harass, or you're trying to do anything, and I don't care if she calls you. If she calls you and goes, hey, let's make it up, I've ordered no contact. You cannot have contact with her. Do you understand?
Sure.
If you violate this court order, the state can and will file additional violation of protective order charges against you. And that's about as bad as they come in misdemeanor court. You violate those, I can hold you at no bond. 0 bond until this case is over with. And I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in this county. You understand?
Sure.
Now, you have a lawyer. He will take care of you. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with him. If he tells me that he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds if you pick up a new case, violate conditions, don't stay in touch with counsel, no more PR bonds. You understand?
Sure.
Okay. I need him to sign conditions in the MOAB. So what we're going to do is we'll have him sign a reset now. We'll have him take a seat in the jury box. Can you file no weapons and no contact, please? We'll have him sign all the conditions, and after that, you guys will be free to go.
Your Honor, is his next appearance waived?
Yes,
All right, thank you.
I will waive your appearance. That's why I'm telling you, you must stay in contact with him. So you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you have to stay in contact with him. If he tells me you're MIA, so goes your bond. You understand?
Sure.
All right, guys, come on.